We all want to feel a sense of security or knowing where we're going and to feel calm and peaceful. That may not be going on for you right now. So I thought I'd come on and talk about this. Um, we're moving through energies in our lives and in the world that can be a little confusing, and we never know where that's going to lead us. And I got up this morning and did messages for tomorrow. And it was talking about the kind of doubt that you might be feeling about who you are and where you're going. But that's a good thing because we're changing. We're moving into a new dimension. And we don't know how that's going to turn out for us always. I had a very different life. I'd done so many different things in my life. And then I discovered something else. And you might be doing that as well. We evolve in our consciousness, and it's affected by the changes that we move through in our world. And we all have something within us that gets developed. And sometimes it can surprise you, but it might be causing you to be a little fearful and uncertain, which we're also experiencing in our world. But that's also for a great reason because we're trying to move into a new place. I never knew that I was going to develop the particular gift that I have. So I'm just saying and now it's being moved in a completely different way. I've never studied astrology or astronomy or any of that. What I did was automatic writing. I couldn't have told you why the information that I was receiving was so aligned and people were receiving such benefit from it. I Most times I kept it hidden. And it wasn't until around 2012 where people started talking about this information and saying how it was really helping them. But I still didn't know why that was happening. And I proceeded to move through my life healing a lot of things that didn't make sense either. And it wasn't until recently that I discovered that I was a savant, that I was accessing information in this temporal way that was organized. And it kept being revealed that this information was so aligned. And this is why people who took my work, who came into my program, were receiving such great results. Now, that was in 2021 when they started doing that. I still didn't know why. I'm just being completely honest. I did not know why. And then I discovered this other gift that was coming through. And that's why I was healing. And that's why this work was doing what it could. And I had to figure that out. I had to study it a bit. And you might be feeling that because we're not limited in what we can achieve and where we might go in our lives. I never thought I was going to do even channeling or even I never thought I was going to do any of that. But what I know now is that it developed something so extraordinary. And I was told that this was like an Einstein thing or Tesla or people like that, Hawking. I doubted that. But then it kept being shown. And that's why I'm changing. You might be doing the same thing and you could discover something brilliant. I noticed that I could always get the information for someone or answer their questions. And it wasn't just in channeling, it was any of the work that I was doing. But I did not know that I had this particular gift. And I'm going to be putting things out and talking about it more because it's when you develop something that can help so many people, you've got to become willing to step forward. And you're doing that as well. We all are because we all have something. And the world is asking us to take that next step. And that's what that is. So when I got up this morning, I just had to do the messages for tomorrow. And you'll see the links. It's talking about how we doubted ourselves. Because you could be feeling that now, not knowing where you're going or the direction that you want to go in your life and doubting that. It's usually correct, though. Because, see, the doubt is the resistance that comes up. And we decide if we're going to move through it and do that thing that we came to the world to do. And that's what I'm doing. I'm saying this because you might know that I opened up some slots for people to come into the program now at a really, reduced rate because I'm going to change and start taking it to where it should be in working with all of these people, because I must honor this gift. I can sit down and receive information that's aligned and that I had no idea. It's aligned with galactic changes. I just heard another date, the next full moon or something like that, and I could go and look at the writings that I have, and it's there because I receive it beforehand. And that was a concept that was I couldn't even see it at first, and then it was challenging for many to believe. But if you go to my website, Any Advice for Today, and if any of you study astrology, you can check it out for yourself, and you'll see that, because it's interpreting the energies that we will be moving through, and that is why this work is so effective. Again, when I first started it several years ago, I didn't know why it was doing that. So because we always have something within us that gets developed as we live, and it comes out more when there's tension in your life and in our world, because it causes us to look much deeper. And so now at 75 years old, I'm taking it's not different, but I'm just committing to it, because this is what I'll be doing as long as I'm still here. That's what's going to happen, because it's the most expansive mindset, consciousness raising thing that's ever been developed. And I had to accept that. That might not make sense to you, but when you discover something that's so extraordinary that you didn't know was happening, you have to take some time to integrate. But we all do that, you see. We have to integrate whatever we discover about ourselves, because we're all moving to a higher state of consciousness within ourselves, and then we help others do the same thing. And at this time in our world, it's really beneficial for more of us to do that. And because we're going to see more dramatic changes happening in the world, but they're going to be happening within you as well. So I just thought I'd give you this tonight. And for those people who are still looking at this work, it might now would be the time for you to come into it. And I want you to hear the testimonials from people who have done it, because this is the part that was really surprising. I had no idea that was going to affect them in this manner and so deeply, even though I knew that I had experienced dramatic healing and awareness and all of that. It still took a while to come together. And there have been many other people who have developed great philosophies and ways of thinking who moved through the same thing. So I'm in that company now. So, but you don't doubt yourself. You're moving in the right direction. It just might be a little uncomfortable until you take that next step. That's all. All right. I'll see you soon, and I'll leave the links for you to look at.